Alright, and we are back. So, we got knocked off the air. Um, oh, now we're back. Okay, whatever. We got knocked off the air. Game glitched out. There was an issue, so it knocked me out of the game, and it also knocked the broadcast. So, we're back. Your boy, Helium Reaper, chilling out with my man, SuperSpartan117j, my partner in all the games I play. He is the man, the myth, the legend, all in one. And we are feeling good on this. What is it now? Are we past midnight? Oh, it's just midnight, directly midnight. Wow, quadruple zero. So it is. What is it? So it'd be Thursday morning. So that's how we're doing. Welcome in, however you're joining us, YouTube currently, or if you're joining us later on, or doing it through PlayStation. You know, if you're joining us after the podcast is over completely, or not podcast, broadcast, whatever, is over completely, and you're just watching the playback, that's cool as well. We're chilling out. We're playing Anthem. Lot to be said about this game. A lot I said in the Overwatch stream. A lot I said in this stream before we got knocked off. So we are hanging out right now and seeing what's up. Go ahead, Tristan. Go ahead and send me that invite again, and let's see. Maybe it might be better now that I'm not in gameplay. It might be better. And apparently, it looks like I found a challenge of the Legionnaires while I was flying around in that little free roam, and apparently I'm supposed to look for tombs. So at some point I'll have to come back and do that, but we're going to be focused on these missions right now. I want to get into this combat. I really want to get a feel for this combat and, tear things up like we always do, whether it's in multiplayer, FPS, even NBA. I mean, we are the tag team of all tag teams, and that's that's just how it is. What are you currently working on? Like, what are you doing?
Just customizing.
This is the other thing that's kind of like, it's kind of stupid. The character when you're in the in Fort Tarsus, the character moves so slow for whatever reason, and it's just like it just feels like dragging. It's really weird. All right, let's hope this works this time. There we go. We're in now. That worked. I'm now rocking it with you. So go ahead. Start your expedition, do your mission, whatever. I'm with you, and we are ready to go. What did you end up going with?
You'll see.
The big guy, right?
No.
Or you? Oh, you're a storm. You are a storm. Well, let's do it. Get into this expedition. Get a feel for this combat. It's shiznit ton of fun. So.
Is the Lost Arcanist the mission?
Yes. The Lost Arcanist is the mission currently. Looking at my loadout for a minute.
What do you need done?
Since you're hanging out as the... Oh, that's right. That's why I have that. I have a legendary rifle of the Legion. Since you're hanging out as the Storm, I'm going to be continuing to play my Ranger.
I'm not the Storm.
Are you not a Storm? What are you?
Interceptor.
That's right. They're quick. They're real quick.
Exactly. I saw speed and
Yeah, that is that is the fastest javelin I think there is.
Fastest one, and guns do barely any damage from long range.
That's also true. If I were to compare the interceptor to a character, I'd say the interceptor is definitely the tracer of this game. That is what it's there for. The tracer, the sombra, that is what the interceptor is meant to do.
It's literally supposed to be very
Yeah, you're supposed to be. It's supposed to be quick attacks. Um, you know, not a whole lot of defensive capabilities. Just quick attacks, in and out. You know, you're supposed to deal blows after blow, popping in, popping out. You're kind of supposed to be a blur.
What do you like about these loading screens? Jesus.
I told you. That's the one thing about this game that everybody gripes is these loading screens are ridiculous.
When I played through Skyrim, I got a 12-minute loading screen.
These loading screens are ridiculous. That is the one thing that people gripe about. Actually, this is one of the fastest I've seen. The one that I'm currently in is one of the fastest I've seen since I've had it.
Now, oh my god. It just went from a quarter to like 90%.
That's where mine is.
We have the same one.
No, mine got there before yours did, but yours caught up. There's
I bet the freaking interceptor were expecting me to pick.
no, I definitely thought you were gonna pick the big guy, but if you didn't pick the big guy, I didn't really know.
Jump in. Yes, I am. Well then, let's not keep that big bad world waiting. Our contract is to locate an Arcanist named Matthias. Tassin has given us the last location.
There's definitely
where
a
they can
whole lot of potential for this game. That is something that is, you know, very big to understand. I feel like that's important to me to say, especially with all the criticisms that I give it.
The location Tassin gave us must be close. I'm detecting the camp's
So-
shortwave radio. Broken equipment. Arcanist made. And no Matthias.
Yeah, you guys know what to do. Okay, cool. I'm just here
come on.
because I like to blow
Detecting
stuff up.
another radio. Same frequency.
Must be more than one camp. Let's follow that signal.
Yeah, this 2019, man, you can't say stuff like that.
We'll need to get to the location I've marked for better reception.
Anything else I should know?
Besides that Arcanists get themselves in trouble by being out here.
Without Matthias.
Brilliant and reckless. He has a reputation among the Arcanists. Not a good one.
Having a bad reputation is chapter 1 of the Freelancer's Handbook.
The radio signal's getting stronger. Clearly, Matthias established...
Flight
more than
tip:
one camp.
if you can stick towards, like, you know, you got water and water's got a lot of that vapor stream stuff coming off of it, that stuff cools your engines off real quick.
Still no sign of Matthias. Look for anything that can help.
I have not done that,
track him
but
down.
I don't think it's a good idea. I do like the locator stuff. I do like that. I think that's kind of cool. Come on. I'm right on top of it. What is it underneath? Yep. Where is it?
Signal device found. We can use it to locate Matthias.
Yep. These run in teams of 4. Sometimes takes people longer to join in.
This search is taking too long, and it's too quiet.
Ooh. Action, finally.
We your scars getting in the way of the search? Do something. These scavengers are always mucking things up.
Yeah, basically.
Clear out those remaining scars. Radio signal. Still working on it.
Because I looked up a lot of the stuff about this game. I was very on top of it when it was releasing,
Just fiddling with the radio signal for the
and
next
I
location.
knew a good amount about the different types of javelins.
Course, lots at stake, I know.
The other thing that's weird is, so you see like blue things, I think, and green things lying on the ground. That's your ammo.
More hives.
Like, it doesn't really tell you that, but that's your ammo. Have you used your melee yet? I do like the melee. See, that's what I'm telling you. The combat in this game is fantastic. I really do want to get more into it. I feel like this could be a game that I would mainline play. I just feel like it's also sort of bare bones, and I'm not a fan of that. Like, I remember when this came out, I did go crazy with the combat. Like, I love this game. I love the combat. I love the style. I love the graphics. Yeah, that blue stuff that drops, that's your ammo. Right there. Yeah, but these scars, they're not that challenging. You should see some of the stuff the Storm can do. Next mission we go in, before we go in, I'll switch to my Storm and I'll show you some of the crazy crap my Storm does.
Need immediate assistance.
Matthias, where are you? He didn't hear you.
Oh, I do some, it does some crazy stuff. I'll show you.
Let's go.
Hear anything else out of Matthias?
Nothing. It just lost the radio signal. We need a signal booster. Wait! Found one.
Mine is, I think, a big missile barrage. Or something like that. I don't remember what mine is. Let's find out. Yep, that's what it is. A big Iron Man-like missile barrage.
I've never seen this much scar activity. What is going on?
I don't know, but it's not a good sign.
The other thing about this game that's kind of cool is you can totally hip fire. I mean, like, you know, you don't want to always hip fire, but it doesn't really mess with you that much.
More scars incoming. Looks like they're using gates. I hate those. Very unfair.
I've always been an ADS player. I always will be ADS. That's one of my biggest faults that I need to fix in, actually, in my Apex gameplay. Is some of those weapons, and the way some of the fighting is set up is you actually are supposed to hip fire, and not ADS, which is aim down sights for those of you who are not video game savvy. And I am so freaking, I'm too much like that, and that is a big downfall for me in the game.
Signal booster is working.
That's definitely a big part of my gameplay that I need to learn, is I need to stop instinctively just aiming down the sights. I need to know when hip firing is more effective than ADS. Also, while we're on the topic of Apex, in reading about Apex, I did learn a lot, and it is so much more built around the concept of rotating with the circle and with the storm than people realize. It is very much, that is why it's so strategic. Like, a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people play Apex like they play Fortnite, and you can play Fortnite in that concept because, you know, building, obviously, building gives you that sort of ability to push and be really, really, really aggressive, and that's why a lot of Fortnite players are really aggressive. But that's also why a lot of Fortnite players that switch to Apex, they're not immediately great, because Apex is not made up for that type of gameplay. In fact, statistically, a lot the people that win are the people that did more circle rotations and less straight up rushing. It's, you know, rushing's good, but Apex is all about picking
Something has
and
them
choosing
range.
when to rush. You know, whether or not you have the high ground, whether or not your location versus the enemy's location is ideal for a rush. Who's got the tactical advantage? You or the team that you're trying to
Let's
rush.
fix that radio.
You know, and all that stuff.
Get me into the access panel, I'll do the rest.
So that's just interesting to just throw out there.
Access panel open. Starting repairs.
Yeah. Apex is also built off of trios, which most games aren't, and I feel like that throws people off. I do know, however, that there are a lot of people that do expect us to see, we got enemies coming in, a lot of people that do expect us to see solos and duos in Apex very soon. Maybe even quads. I do think the one reason why they haven't done solos and duos yet is most likely due to the fact that the Apex map is, and we talked about this I think on yesterday's stream, either yesterday's stream or 2 streams ago, we talked about this. The Apex map is so much more compact, right? The Fortnite map is very open. It's very diverse. There's lots of places to go, lots of open running and space between locations. Apex, you turn a corner, one location after the other. It's buildings, tight spaces, canyons, you know, all kinds of high ground, all kinds of low ground, places to hide, places to dink and dunk. Ooh, these big guys. I love dealing with these guys. Come here. You don't got anything on me.
Watch out for the flamethrower.
I'm the highest powered guy here.
Okay, I think I got it. Are you sure? Mostly sure.
So with Apex, that is why I think if they decide to do solos, and even duos, they need to either find a way to expand the map or they need to create a map that is built for that. Create an arena that is straight up built for that, because this map is not. The new what?
Just hang on. We're coming.
Well, that is something that I am excited for. That's why I'm really excited for this particular thing. I think I am going to make Fortnite Friday a thing, but that is why I'm excited to be able to kick it off on the brand new season. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Fortnite, with the map and what they do. This past season was the first time since I've been playing the game that I did not get the Battle Pass. It just wasn't worth it to me. I don't even buy Battle Pass in Apex usually, and that's saying something because I really do enjoy Apex. I'm very much into it. But I did not get the Fortnite Battle Pass this last one. It was really unimpressive. A lot of people said that this season was probably one of their weaker seasons. They did unvault a lot of weapons that people wanted to unvault, and I think that really did help them. They did that about halfway through the season. But it was definitely one of their weaker seasons, so I am hopeful. I do think Epic Games has a lot in store for Season 10. It's supposed to be their big season. I know time travel is the theme. Everybody knows that by now, so sorry, that's not really a spoiler anymore. I did know that kind of early on. But time travel is a theme, so we're probably going to see old locations. But
What about the scars here? See anything?
oh yeah.
A few spots of trouble. Near misses. They're quite relentless.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this? I found some canisters. Could be useful. Don't try anything dangerous. Not to worry. It'll be a contained explosion.
I think you better hurry. Dealing with some scars ahead. One less for the thighs.
Ooh.
That's good.
There. All set. Time for a field test.
What's happening? Yes.
It worked. Small trap. The scars walked right into it. I'll have to keep moving.
Like the big robot fight and the freaking winter invasion with the Ice King and all that stuff. Ooh.
Watch those highs.
No, I've seen it. I did see it. Let me tell you, this one ability right here, this I'm about to do, that is just when I launched that rocket, that is just a mean ability. That grenade's really mean too. That is just almost unfair to be able to have. We are tearing it up tonight. This is our third game of the night, third stream. I do like to keep my games separate when I'm streaming. I just feel like it's more organized that way. I guess I am just a little bit OCD like that. Sue me, make fun of me, I don't care, but that's how I do it. This is our third game of the night. We played a little bit of Destiny 2. We ran Gambit. We ran a strike. We played Overwatch. That was the #1 requested thing off of the polls that we ran. And so we did play Overwatch. We are in the midst of planning a big-time Fortnite Friday. I'm hoping to be able to go across all of the platforms. PC, Xbox, PlayStation. Well, you'll probably be there regardless. But either way, we are really excited for that. So big things in the works. The cool thing about Fortnite Friday is it'll be right at the beginning of season 10, their big comeback season. So we will be able to get, you know, reactions live on stream to season 10 from everybody involved. So that'll be a really good time. I know my buddy Jopo is coming in on PC. We're gonna have, we might have my guy IP Smoke coming in on Xbox, and then of course the partner of all partners, my main man that I run every game with, SuperSpartan117j, is gonna be in the house in the stream. He might be a little late to the stream, but he's definitely gonna be there. It wouldn't be a stream without your boy, and we are going to tear things up. I will say I do not expect myself to be great at Fortnite. I never was great at Fortnite. That is just, it's not my game. I am playing it because I enjoy the game. Tristan, you just passed something you could have gotten. I am playing it because I enjoy the game, and because it's just how I can connect with all of my friends on different platforms. Unfortunately, the other games that I play, like Overwatch and Apex, do not go cross-platform. Fortnite does, so that's really exciting, and it's just a fun game in general. The animations kind of make it fun. So we will be doing that. Fortnite Friday every week is going to become a thing, assuming obviously something doesn't, you know, something comes up. But even if I have to work, that just means the stream will probably be a little bit later in the day. And so big things, fun things in the works. We're looking forward to it. Everybody involved, I know, is looking forward to it, and you know, it should be a really, really good time. So this is our third stream of the night. We are playing Anthem. For people, or for whoever joined in, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how many people are watching. I don't watch the numbers. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 10. Who knows? Who cares? Maybe it's 0. I could be talking to myself. I don't care. Because I do know that some of my friends do watch this after the fact, which is why I do like to say things anyway. But anybody who is joining, has been in, did not hear this earlier. The big thing about the game that we are playing right now is it was very highly hyped up or before it was released. It was very highly hyped up. Everybody was very, you know, anticipating this game. The beta testers were very high on it. As you can see, the combat is very fun. It's very well done. But it released as a skeleton game. Now, most games, most big games like this, when they release as, you know, they release incomplete, and they do that for a reason. It's so that they can kind of work out the kinks in the game early before they really add in all of the big stuff, and they kind of build up the game from there. It usually takes about 6 months for the game to reach its full capacity. This game, however, was in development for 6 years before. It was in development by EA before it was finally just forced out by their partners. They basically said, listen, you've been developing this for long enough. We are getting really sick and tired of waiting around for this game. They were obviously extremely excited for it, as they should have been, and they wanted to push this out. The problem is they pushed this out, and it was even more incomplete than any game that we normally would get at this stage. So it came out with very minimal missions, minimal challenges, not a whole lot of stuff to do, so not a whole lot of content. So after going through all the stuff that was available at the time, I stopped playing it, not because I didn't like it. Like I said, this is a really great game. The concept's amazing. This game's got a lot of potential. I do think it's not going to disappoint in the future. I think they do have a lot of things planned for the future of this game, as they should. You know, this game is the hype was real about this game, and I do think it does deserve the hype. I think that it did come under a lot of scrutiny because it released the way it did. Lots of games do come under scrutiny. This is the gaming world after all, and just like the Destiny series, just like the Halo series, the Call of Duty series, you know, there's all kinds of critics, and that's just what's going to happen. I am looking forward to the future for this game. But we are in here, we are playing this game. This is my first night back playing this game after months of not playing it. This is Super Spartan's first night actually in the game, playing the real missions, into the meat of the gameplay and combat. So we are just having a good time. Hopefully you are too. And of course, we're talking all kinds of gaming news. We are talking about different games in general. We gave our rankings for Overwatch heroes, and while we were playing Overwatch, we did that earlier, and if you missed that, go ahead and go back. You can rewatch that once the stream releases out on YouTube. Usually happens about 45 minutes to half an hour after the stream ends. We give our top 3 worst and top 3 best heroes based on abilities and all of that stuff, so definitely check that out. So, first mission, back. I already played through that. This is for Super Spartans. This is for his sake, not mine. First mission back, though, a lot of fun. Like I said, combat's still real good, just as I remembered it. I am going to switch now from my Ranger to my Storm. I do like my Storm's abilities. I think the Storm is super sick. I don't like the cape. I don't know why. I'm just not a fan of it. But I think the Storm is super sick. I think its abilities are super sick. For anybody who knows me, y'all know my favorite Avenger is definitely Thor. In Destiny, I am a Sunbreaker, which is basically a fire version of Thor. In this game, the Storm is the Storm's abilities rely a lot on electricity, and you can do some stuff that Thor does do in the movies and comics, which is actually really sick. So definitely gonna switch over to my my Storm and see what happens from here. All these are my unlocks. Look at that. Nothing really good though. Augment. Yeah, we'll salvage that, and we'll salvage this. Exit. This is where are we going? This is all you, Tristan. Where do you want to go? Fort Tarsis, the launch bay.
We're going back to Fort Tarsis because I have no.
That's good. That way I can mess around with my javelin a little bit.
Yeah, I have to mess around too. I just got the second weapon slot.
Like I said earlier, the one big gripe. Let's talk about the big gripes in Anthem, and then we just talked about a little bit about its advantages. The one really big gripe about Anthem is what you're seeing right now. Actually, the load screens. This one actually looks like it loaded rather quickly, but a lot of the times these load screens do take a long time, often longer than 20 seconds, sometimes longer than 30 seconds. And nobody wants to sit here and have a good chunk of their game time be load screens. There are a good amount of the load screens to be found in this game, here and there, and that can get annoying because you'll be mid-mission and you'll have to switch somewhere, and then the load screen will be a pain in the butt. Why does it say waiting for me? I thought you were going to Fort Tarsis.
Ah, there you are.
Huh. Weird. Anyway. So,
All right. Let's get started.
I am going to switch over to my Storm as soon as I remember. Oh, there we go. I am going to switch over to my Storm. I did name my Storm after Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Do not judge me. I don't judge you. I love Thor. Thor's a badass, and so am I. At least in gaming, not in real life. He is a fat ass and a badass, and I don't care. Alright, I am ready. I'm all set and Gucci to launch, so wherever we're going, let's go.
Hold on. I'm gonna skip this cutscene.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The cutscenes in this and the conversations, I skip through them. I know you shouldn't do that when you're playing games. I do. They're just, it's conversation. It's like, when people play games like this, we want to be in the combat. We want to be, blowing stuff up and going after the enemies and
Games that you skip and some games that you don't. Like Halo is
exactly.
the worst game because you could get some amazing moments.
Exactly. Halo, that's one where you don't want to skip. You do get really cool moments. When when the Truth and Reconciliation, or not the Truth and Reconciliation, Forward Unto Dawn, when the Forward Unto Dawn in Halo 4 crashes, I know I am very critical of Halo 4. Again, that was something we talked about earlier as well. We were talking about the Halo series. I am super critical of Halo 4, probably the worst video game, or at least one of the worst video games I've probably ever played, and that's coming from somebody who loves the Halo series. But Halo 4 has its issues. Again, if you want to hear that whole rant, you can go back and check that out. But one of the cool moments from Halo 4, one of its big bright sides, was the cutscene when the Forward Unto Dawn crashes. As much as you don't want to see that happen, because we obviously love the Forward Unto Dawn, that did crash, and I don't know what it was about it, but that just looked real sick. So we liked that a lot. So that's one thing. What do we got? There are a lot of really good FPS series out there. I feel like some of them are really, like Borderlands, I feel like has gotten underrated for a long time. Borderlands 3 is obviously set to release. I think it's I want to say September 3rd, but it might not be until September 13th. I'm not sure.
Very highly anticipated. The only
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Borderlands 3 is super highly anticipated, partly because the last Borderlands game we got was the pre-sequel, and it flopped so heavy. It was, I've played it. I am generally an optimist when it comes to games. In general, like I said, there's lots of people out there that hate on the Destiny games. Destiny, the series, even though it has great faults, is still one of my favorite series out there. Um, the pre-sequel, it just felt like they were trying to kind of throw something at you just to throw something at you because they wanted to, try and keep the release time between 2 and 3. They wanted to try and find something to fill the gap because there was a pretty long wait between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3. I think Borderlands 2, I think it was like 2013, 2014. And for a game sequel, usually a cycle for a game is generally 2 to 3 years, and this has been, what, 5, 6? So that's like double what we normally expect. So I feel like unless you're Call of Duty and feel the need to release every single year and run out of ideas and completely destroy your franchise, way to go, Activision and Treyarch for that. Uh, Seriously, it feels like everything that Activision gets their hands on, I don't know what's up with them. Like they're just, like I said, they're a big reason why Destiny 1 and 2 have all of their issues and why people give them a lot of crap. Um, they're a big reason why the Call of Duty franchise, which was great, during the Modern Warfare era was when it was at its peak, and I don't mean the new Modern Warfare that's about to come out because they carried over a title because they literally are out of ideas. I mean the old Modern Warfare series.
hold on, I gotta check some real quick.
You're fine. I mean the old Modern Warfare series that was I think 4 games long. Um, that was definitely the height of the Call of Duty franchise.
Oh, I gotta talk to that guy. That's why I don't have a mission.
And I mean the Black Ops series 1 and 2 were okay. Black Ops 1 was fun, I guess. Black Ops 2 not as much. Black Ops 3 flopped. Next to Infinite Warfare, it was Black Ops. Yeah, Black Ops 3 was okay for multiplayer. But next to Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, which I did have Advanced Warfare, and it was alright. Next to Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 was just not a good game. Um,
I like the story.
Black Ops 4 is interesting because that was their first fully. Black Ops 4 is their first fully multiplayer game. There was no campaign. For a Call of Duty game, that's actually interesting. They've always had campaign. In fact, the Call of Duty series used to be mainly campaign-oriented, not as multiplayer-oriented until the Modern Warfare series, which is when they started to be more multiplayer-oriented. And then, obviously, throughout the Modern Warfare series and the first 3 Black Ops games, we still had campaign until Black Ops 4 when they dropped it. So,
And though the games that started the more multiplayer oriented probably had the best story.
Oh, that's true. I mean, like I said, Modern Warfare, that whole 4-game series was the height of the Call of Duty franchise.
Free play or do a mission?
Um,
Because I got 2 missions. One's in free play.
yeah, let's do free play then. Mess around. But, but with the Call of Duty franchise, I feel like they're dying out. And when Infinite Warfare came out, people were excited for it, and I think that was really the first time that everybody looked at a Call of Duty game and were just like, what the hell is this? Like, nobody really knew. I mean, again, the story in Infinite Warfare was alright, but nobody really knew what to make of it from a multiplayer standpoint, which at that time, at that point in, at that stage in the franchise, people were playing Call of Duty for the multiplayer content. That is what they were playing it for. Rarely were people playing it for campaign purposes. But that was the first game where really people kind of looked and were like, really? Like, WTF? Like, Advanced Warfare was cool because, people really criticize that one too. But I mean, it was cool. You have the one mission where you're literally piloting a fighter jet into this big war zone and you're attacking this massive city, and it's just, that is interesting. I do enjoy that mission a lot in that game.
And the battle too was really good.
Yeah, and the final battle in Advanced Warfare was also really good. But Infinite Warfare, that was the game. That was when the Call of Duty franchise, like, that is when they really just started to go kaput. And they really didn't have anything to keep them afloat until Black Ops 4. Because even Black Ops 3, even though their multiplayer was better than Infinite Warfare and what we'd been seeing, Black Ops 3 just...
Their story was terrible.
Yeah.
And also, that was at, like, towards the beginning of the PS4 and Xbox One generation. So not as many people had the Xbox One and PS4, and you weren't allowed to play the campaign unless if you were on Xbox One or PS4.
Well, see, and that's the point. I honestly cannot wait till you get a mic, because I think you are. My mic does pick you up on the phone. For anybody who doesn't know, when we do these right now, I have Super Spartan on speakerphone on my iPhone, because he does not have a mic. But when you have a mic, these conversations are going to be a lot more interesting, because we're really going to be able to debate, and people are really going to be able to hear your side of it, my side of it, and I feel like that's going to be a lot of fun. But no, you're right. It wasn't until Black Ops 4 where they kind of saved the franchise, because, like I said, that is a multiplayer only game. That was after Fortnite got big, because Fortnite really wasn't super big for the first third of its life. Fortnite wasn't really super big, but after Fortnite got big, after people really embraced the Battle Royale concept, Black Ops 4 added in their Battle Royale, which is called Blackout. You get a lot of mixed reviews on that. Some people really, really love it. Some people really, really don't. I'm not the biggest fan of it myself. I think that was another thing they could have done a lot more with. What they kind of did with that is they took a lot of the famous Call of Duty multiplayer locations from different multiplayer maps from the Call of Duty games, and they used those to kind of build this big, large map that just had a bunch of different Call of Duty named locations. I love that lightning strike. I really wish that wasn't the case. I think they could have done better. I think they could have been a little bit more, this is what we got, this is new. Because with every gaming system, right? Not system, but franchise, right? When you see a new game, you want that game to be fresh. You want it to be new. And I get what they were doing. It was like, they were kind of like, okay, well, this is a shout out. Here you go, Tristan, hang on, check out what this does. Check this shit out. Watch this. That was a lightning strike, dude. I literally strike with lightning. But with every new game, you want there to be fresh concepts. Borderlands 3. For a long time now, throughout the Borderlands series, we've been hearing about how there's more than one vault. That's the big thing about Borderlands, is they're hunting and looking for this big vault that's supposed to have these crazy universally rare technologies, and they are trying to get into this vault and get all this weaponry and control the Vault Warrior and be able to control the universe and all that stuff. In Borderlands, in Borderlands 2, we learned that there are different vaults around the galaxy, and not only that, we also find out they're gonna take us there. Like, we're going there in Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is not only is it in Borderlands 1 and 2 it's Pandora. You got one planet. Not only is it one planet, it's multiple different planets, and the hub for your character is a massive spaceship. I mean, that is a gamer's dream, I think, and that is really something that a lot of people look forward to. I know that is a big reason why Borderlands is as hyped up as it is, and why there's so much hype surrounding this big release in early September. So we are looking forward to that. Oh yeah, E3. This year's E3 was actually really big for a lot of reasons. Hang on, let me freeze these. Right. Yo, yeah. And that was Project Starlight. Or Scarlet, sorry. Oh, what was it? What launch? Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I mean, that's the one thing that... Oh, wow, we're kind of in a fight. These guys do a lot of damage. You haven't fought them yet. One thing, that's the thing about Halo, though, is you can have a really bad game. Like you can have 2 bad games. They've had 2 bad games in a row. Halo 4 was not great. Halo 5 was not good. Comparative to the series, and comparative to what we expect coming from the Halo developers, coming from Bungie. And people will still see games and be like, they will see the Halo label on a game, and they'll be like, this is going to be good. And they'll be like, I'm so excited for this, I cannot wait. Like, that is the thing with Halo. Now, I do think if this next Halo game is anything less than absolutely great, I'm talking a Game of the Year candidate, then I think that's going to really damage Bungie a lot. I really don't want to see that happen. Yeah, Bungie, aren't Bungie still behind the Halo series? Oh, wow, I actually didn't know that. I feel kind of stupid now, but... Oh, you're right, it is 343 now. The writer. What fight did you get me into, bro? What are we doing? Yeah, that's true. I don't care as much about the dialogue. I don't care about dialogue. I want gameplay. Right? I want strong gameplay. I want good stuff. That's why I was so mad about Halo 4. The gameplay, the concept, like I said, the Prometheans were such a sick concept, right? But they were so repetitive. Their weapons were not very well planned out. There was so much about the Prometheans that was just not what you wanted it to be. And it ended up being a big disappointment.
Detecting crystals nearby.
Oh, wow. Dude, I don't know what you got me into, but, like... Are you even here? I'm not even going back. I'm going back. We're leaving this. I don't even know what we're doing. This is free roam, so it doesn't even matter what we do or where we go. I do, like I said, I do enjoy this Storm. I do think there's lots of upsides to the Storm. The Ranger's probably still my favorite. I'll probably end up switching back, just because I love the Ranger's pure combat.
Crystals. But be on the lookout for other folks poking around.
But I wonder if we're gonna see any Titans. I do want to see a Titan and get into a fight and try and kill some Titans. Oh, I'm supposed to break this. Okay. What happens when I strike it with lightning? Nothing really happened when I struck it with lightning. Okay. I mean, what else is there to talk about? I mean, the gaming world... the gaming world is really alive. I feel like from the beginning of 2019 all the way into the end of 2020 is going to be one of the biggest periods for our generation of the gaming world. I mean, they're thriving. Overwatch is doing great. Apex came out, and that game is doing really, really, really well. In a lot of ways, it did end up knocking Fortnite off the map for a little bit. Fortnite did come back because I feel like, honestly, the Apex developers aren't doing themselves any favors right now by... They're not doing themselves any favors by having no duos, no squads. Fortnite does have that, Fortnite does have that kind of flexibility, those variations, and that is something we, that draws people, attracts people. So, unfortunately, Apex does not have that yet. I feel like once it does have it, though, it will probably climb back to the top of the Battle Royale lineup. I know, I think Apex and Fortnite are pretty much tied. This new Fortnite season is probably going to give Fortnite the edge, just because of what they're planning on doing. I know a lot of people are really excited about that, so we will see what happens. What's up? Piece of cake. See, again, I like the Ranger. I love his abilities, but I think, I think definitely, or not the Ranger. I like the Storm. I like his abilities. You're not going away. Where are you going? But I think the Ranger is definitely my favorite. I do recommend making the Storm, just because of the Storm's elusiveness, and the abilities on the Storm are really cool. But just the Ranger for me, that is a big time 1-2 punch with its weaponry, its capabilities. It fits my gaming style almost to a T. You don't gotta stay still for very long, because when you come in, you've got so many options, so many different ways to just dismantle your enemies, and, really take control of the environment around you. And the Storm sort of allows you to do that, but it's also somewhat limited. The Interceptor's good if you have support. The Interceptor is more of a support javelin. That's mainly what it is used for. It's not generally meant to be the main offensive force in your attack. That is usually saved for the big Juggernaut one, which, again, I'm not aware of its name. What's up? Well, yeah, so that's how this is meant to be, and a lot of people don't really realize there's a lot that goes into this game, too. The Colossus is meant to take on the bigger opponents. The Ranger is meant to be the spearhead, the breaking down the door, so to speak. That first big blinding attack. That's why it's got all the abilities that it's got, and it's meant to be the thing that just keeps the assault going. Unrelenting. And then, yeah, the Interceptor and the Storm, you guys are really meant to pick off as many of the little minions, the little, you know, insignificant grunts as you can. And that is what your abilities are kind of designed to do. You're designed for speed play. You're designed to keep moving. You're designed to be able to slow down enemy attacks, in many cases stop them. But again, I probably will switch back to my ranger, so once I get the chance. Oh yeah, the Interceptor is a very slice them up, you know, slice them up before they see you coming character. The Ranger's very run and gun. That is very much how I play in any game. Is I'm very run and gun. Not as much aggressive. That's more for the Colossus. I'm just very very run and gun, flexible, move around. Take out a lot of enemies at once. I would like to see a PvP aspect to this game. A PvP aspect to this game would be just legendary, I feel like. I don't know where you think you're going. What I'm about to do... Ooh. My ultimate. I do love this ultimate. This, the Storm's ultimate ability is a force to be reckoned with, 110%. Just because of the sheer amount of, not just damage, but I mean, pure destruction. It's just a level of pure destruction all at once that you just don't see generally coming. Oh wow, we've got a lot of enemies. I'll go take care of the ones on the hillside here. Oh, these are scars. Easy money. What is it Bangalore likes to say? Drop, shock, and rock. Rip these scars apart easy. I do not like that this Storm, I don't have any grenades equipped to him. I don't know if I can equip grenades, but I think I can. But I don't like the... You know, you kind of just freeze them until they break or something. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, go ahead and finish that one off for me. I'm supposed to be looking for tombs. Honor Valley Dam. Okay. Do you want to go and switch? Go back to Fort Tarsus, do an actual mission again? Alright, well, go ahead. I'll meet you there. I don't even remember how to go back to Fort Tarsus from where I'm at. This is how long it's been since I've played this game.
Crystals nearby.
The map. Oh, here. That's it. You press your big control pad and hold square, and it ends your free play. That's how you do it. Let's see if I have anything on my phone while I'm checking. Oh, I do have a bunch of stuff going on right now. What's up?
My football stuff?
Yeah.
It was all extra large except for 1 2X.
Ouch, dude. Okay, Oh, did I just leave your group?
Yeah.
Go ahead and re-invite me. Hopefully it doesn't kick me off the game.
Get back to Tarsus real quick.
I don't think it will kick me off the game because, I don't think it's going to kick me off the game simply because I'm going back because I'm not in free play anymore, and I think that was a glitch. Go back to Fort Tarsus, switch back to my ranger. That is
What level do you have to be to get a second?
I can't remember if it's either 15, 16, or no, it might be 12. I don't know. Maybe it's 8. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't remember. I thought I was a higher level than I am. Apparently, I'm only a level 10.
What level do you have to be to catch them all?
Gotta catch 'em all. Um, that is a question I don't think anybody's been able to answer.
Gotta catch 'em all.
That song is so catchy.
Am I?
Let me
The Enclave has seen
activate the forge here. We are going to switch back
It's all
from
in the details.
that to my ranger. I freaking love this thing. I do. I love this thing. Go ahead and send me your invite. Bring me back to you. Oh man. Madden 20. That's another good game to talk about. Madden 20 just dropped. Honestly, I used to get the Madden series every year when it came out, and it did. It's out.
Really? Already?
Yeah, Madden 20's out. I used to get the Madden games every year when they came out. For people who don't know, that is the football video game, the big famous football video game. You know, for basketball, you got NBA 2K. For hockey, it's NHL. For soccer, it's obviously FIFA. I do have the newest FIFA. But Madden 20 just dropped. Go ahead and select whatever mission you want to go on. Madden 20 did just drop. Honestly, the Madden games are really repetitive. Honestly, all it is just better graphics each year with updated rosters of who got traded where and, the rookies who got drafted where and all that stuff. So, I mean, after a while, it just kind of feels, a lot of people like those games. There are a lot of people that, when they video game, that is their exclusive. That's what they do. They get Madden, they get NBA. They just play the sports games. They play nothing else. No adventure type games, no FPS games, like this one. Nothing. And that's all fine and dandy. Good for them. But I, for one, used to be big on the sports games. I do have the latest NBA 2K, unless the newest one dropped. I don't think it did. I do have the latest NBA 2K. I do have the latest FIFA. I don't play either one very often, but I do have them. But, there is hype around Madden 20, if that's your thing. Good. Cover athlete this year, I think it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately for him, that Madden curse is still around, so hopefully that does not affect him. I do like him. He is one of...
Antonio Brown, he was just gay the entire season.
Yeah, see? But when talking about Patrick Mahomes, he's the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is one of my favorite up-and-coming players in sports. He's got a lot of talent. Great quarterback. He's going to win Super Bowls, no doubt about it. He's got charisma. He's got character. He is the leader of that team. He's very strong. He's very skilled, which is important for a quarterback to be skilled. He's got pinpoint accuracy. He's got one hell of an arm. So, good for him for being the cover athlete. Hopefully that Madden curse doesn't affect him, because I really do want to see him do great things this season. But, so that's out. I don't know what really else there is that's going on right now. Honestly, no. I'm excited for October. That is when Apex Legends Season 3 drops. I already have enough of the Apex tokens, or whatever they're called, in order to buy the new Legend when the Legend comes out. Because every season, that's when they introduce a new character into the game. So I do. It's 12,000. I have enough. I am excited for Season 3. I'm excited to start hearing the details for Season 3, which I expect are going to start coming out within the next few weeks to a month. That'll be fun. So October is going to be a big Apex month on this channel for streaming. My big gripe for Season 2, which is Battle Charge, which is a great season. I'm not gonna dispute that. It is a really good season. I felt like the new Legend was sort of weak, but that's only because a lot of people that play Battle Royale games don't play. They don't have a defensive mindset, and the new Legend is a purely defensive Legend. That is what she does. Her role is to be. I mean, in the game when you're selecting your Legend, there is usually a little description. For Bangalore, it's Professional Soldier. For Octane's Hidespeed Daredevil. For Gibraltar, it's Shielded Fortress. For Watson, that is the new character in this season. It is literally Static Defender. Like, that is what she is. And for those purposes, I mean, if you are a defensive-minded player, a defensive-minded, anybody in a Battle Royale game or in general, she is the character to play. Unfortunately, in Battle Royale games, you do not see many people that are defensive characters. You either have people like Super Spartan or Canadian Sniper, who I play with, and has been on this channel before, and who will be on the channel, obviously, much more to come. They are both They are aggressive. They're the type of players that like to spearhead the attack. They do charge in. I am more of a tactical player. You see that a lot with me in Overwatch. I like to pick people off. I like to kind of strike.
He's like a viper.
Right. I like to strike from unexpected places. I try to come in from angles where people don't see. Maybe I'll be from sniping out from afar, but that's just how my playstyle always has been, and always will be. You don't see very many defensive players, though. I mean, you just don't. I have yet to see them. I have seen a few that play her this season, and that's what they do, and they're good at it. But, so that's the thing. My big gripe this season, I have one. Because I do like the new character. For her purposes, right, she is a good character for her purposes. It doesn't matter how many people use them. What matters is, for her purposes, for what she's meant to do, is she good at that? And yes, she is good for that. If you are that type of player, that's what I recommend. So they introduce a new weapon as well with the seasons. This season's new weapon is the L-Star. Super powerful. I mean, devastates shields, kills people quickly, effectively. It's efficient. My big gripe, you can only find it in care packages. Not a fan of that. I don't know why you would. One of the big things that if one of the major things that you angle your season on is the new character and the new weapon, I don't know why you'd make the new weapon so hard to come by. I feel like you would want people to be able to use that new weapon. I feel like you'd want to make it, accessible. Those care packages are hard to get, often contested by 2 or more squads at a time. I think I've only used the L-Star. I've played a lot of games this season, over 100. I think I've only used the L-Star, and out of all those games, maybe 3 times.
Exactly.
And that's only because I found it. What?
After this mission, do you want to play Apex?
Do I want to run? We have run Apex streams for 2 nights running. I don't know if I don't know if I want to do a third. I feel like tomorrow might be a big 8. Yeah, we probably could. We could probably get a couple Apex matches in before. Yeah, we could probably do that before it's time to go. After this mission, we'll probably switch over. I probably won't even switch the broadcast over. I probably will. I'll probably stop this one and go live again. Who knows what I'll do. I'll deal with that when it comes. But yeah, sure. We'll do a couple Apex matches just for the hell of it, right? Got to get your daily Apex stuff in. Get your kills, go for your wins, all that stuff. But anyway, so they made this gun super hard to find. Not a fan of that. I don't like the fact that they did that. If they do that again in Season 3, if the Season 3 weapon is a care package exclusive weapon, I will be very unhappy. I'm hoping that's like a one-time thing or a rare thing, because I feel like it's pointless to do that then you're basically, you're taking away one of the major aspects of your new seasons. You're taking that away from a lot of your players, and that, I think, just people aren't a fan of. I do think they can, probably after Season 3, they can probably start taking things out.
Remember, these tests are
I don't think that they will because they are still, you know, again, this game is not even a year old yet. So it is still newer. I don't think they will take some guns out. They don't really have a whole lot of weapons to choose from in the game. And you would think that they do have a lot, but there aren't really that many. I'm starting to lag out a little. Am I lagging out? I am lagging out. Wow, I'm lagging bad. Okay. Wait a minute. Let this go. But while we have this insane lag and I just do virtually nothing, yeah, no, it's not even funny. I'm not even taking damage. Like, I threw that on that thing's head.
Keep those Wolven away from the Arcanists.
Okay, I think I've caught up now.
Maybe even to do tests that don't make animals angry.
I have not caught up yet. That's great. Lag. It's not even funny, and that's actually really frustrating. We might end up going to play Apex a little bit early. Oh, unless it just fixed itself.
They got through okay.
Yep, it looks like it did. So I guess we're good now. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out. I don't know. Whatever. That was kind of fun. But life continues. I am waiting. I'm hoping, you know, a lot of people talk about when it comes to Apex, it talks about them making a new map, it talks about them adding in solos and duos. We did kind of already talk about that a little bit earlier, about why that's a great idea, but why they need to make certain adjustments before they do that.
I see. Okay, let's do a search for energy.
They definitely do. The map is not created for solos. It's just not. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So I'm hoping they bring in a new map. I assume that they will, considering their maps are named. That kind of implies that they plan on bringing in another map with a different name, perhaps a different design to the map. We will have to wait and see. The jury's still out on that. I know people have been looking towards Respawn Entertainment for news, and they haven't been able to get any. So whatever that. Oh, wow. Now I don't have lag. Now I'm getting shot at. Hooray for taking damage. I'm actually okay with that. Come here. Yeah, what are you? Drop. So we'll see. Respawn will most likely start releasing details soon. I'm excited for that.
Understood.
Those Scar Heavies are easy if you know what you're doing. I wonder when we're going to start hearing rumors and details about the next Overwatch hero. It's always real interesting when Overwatch brings in a new hero. I'm assuming this one's going to be probably a new support character. The last one, the most recent one we had was a healer. Before that, actually, it might be a new precision character. It might be a new sniper because we did have a support character. The newest one's a healer. It's Baptiste. Then before that, it was Ash. Before that, we had Wrecking Ball, who was a tank. I'm pretty sure they're trying to be diverse with the characters they bring in. I mean, who knows? It might be. I mean, that would make sense. That would make sense. You'd think that's what will be next, unless they want to bring in another tank. That would be my only other guess. Another tank would be... I don't think they're going to do 2 healers in a row, because not a lot of people play healer already. Unless that's their strategy. I mean, they could try to add in, like, just an ultimate...
Look at them all. I don't like this.
They could end up adding in an ultimate, just, you know, wickedly good healer that is just an attractive thing for players. Ooh, wow, he jumped at that. Okay, fine.
More cages.
That might happen. Again, you know, a lot of people that I play games with, they always, you know, they kind of give me crap because I'm not very big on healers. I will play healer. I have done it in the past. I've done it on this channel in the past, even though this channel is not that old. Well, actually, technically the channel is old. It's just what we're doing with it now is not that old. But I have done it. Healing just, you know, it's just not for me. I do like to be in the combat. I do like to be a part of the attack. And, you know, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we can get a healer that has a lot of really good combat capabilities. Again, I am kind of a fan of Baptiste. I'm not a fan of his burst rifle. It's 3 shots, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. You know, whatever, that's good for combat support, I guess, and his little healing grenade is good for that. His abilities are pretty good for healing, so I guess he's good for his purpose. But I would like to see a healer as I lag more. I would like to see a healer that is more combat oriented. Like I do like in Apex the one healer, you know, it's Lifeline, the combat medic, and her abilities are very much built and created to be effective in combat situations, on the go, while you're fighting. She's kind of a run and gun with a heal aspect. And, you know, that's the kind of healer that I would play. Is if Overwatch had its version of a Lifeline, that is the kind of healer that I would play. Right? I mean, I don't, as much as I really do love Apex Legends, and everybody who knows me knows I have a lot of love for that game. As much as I do love Apex, I will say it's probably never going to be Overwatch. I mean, not very many games are able to do what Overwatch has done. I mean, Overwatch has created its own culture to the point where it has its own league that is it's got its own worldwide league with multiple teams across the globe that compete in real competition, you know, and that's something you don't see from video games a lot. Of course, you do see video games go competitive. Clash of Clans is like that on mobile phones, but Overwatch is just, you know, the culture that Overwatch has created. You know, it was the first game really of its kind to do what it did. So I feel like there's not very many games that are going to be able to achieve the kind of things Overwatch did. What's up? Hold square. See, that's another thing. And, you know, the universal weapon switching button in any game is triangle. This game, it's hold down square. So, not a fan of that. But anyway, with Overwatch, there's a reason why Overwatch... I mean, again, Overwatch is what, 6 years old?
You're okay.
7 years old? I don't even know when it came out, but I know that it's over 5 years old, and it...
Only cuts and bruises.
Huh?
Call the Sentinels to pick them up.
Already done. Good. Nothing more
I feel like it's more than that. I feel like it's older than 2016. I feel like it came out before 2016. I think there was an edition of it that came out in 16 that made it the game of the year. I don't know. Maybe it is 3 years old. But okay, but even to my point, even for a game to be 3 years old and still be at the top where Overwatch is and still have no game that's been able to match it, no game that's been able to knock it off, and to be as relevant and as big as it is, after 3 years, you'd think, you know, people generally get tired of games. Not a lot of people still play Destiny 1. It's about 3 or 4 years old. Not a lot of people still play it. Some people do, and those are the die-hard fans of the Destiny franchise who are, like me, who are big-time fans of... Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who are big-time fans of the Destiny 1 modes like Prison of Elders, we talked about that earlier. Things that don't show up in Destiny 2. But it's like, Destiny 1, when it comes to, like, the gaming world, it is not that relevant. I mean, you know, I said Destiny 2 is the 12th. It's ranked 12th in games streamed on Twitch, right? Destiny 1 isn't even... I don't think you're going to find that in the top 30 or top 40. Like, it's just not relevant. And that's okay, because it did have a good life. It had a great cycle. The Destiny 1 expansions were really, really good. The way that they structured that game was really good. The release structure for that game was really strong. If its story was stronger, I feel like that game would have been one of the best games of this decade. As we close out the 2010s decade here in obviously about 6 months. Oh yeah, for sure. The greatest game series so far of the 2000s was Halo. I think the best game, the most successful game of the 2010s is most likely Overwatch. Second would probably be Fortnite. Even though Fortnite is honestly... I think it's funny. I think my big thing with Fortnite, it's so funny because Fortnite is literally the joke of the gaming universe, right? It's the big joke. It's the big meme. Yet everybody still plays it. It's still real big. It's still one of the most played games in the world. It's top 5 in streaming and has been since it was released. It will probably still be top 5 in streaming next year. It's going to definitely finish out 2019 top 5 in streaming, especially after this really strong Season 10 that everybody's anticipating, unless Season 10 just flops. I mean, Fortnite, and I just eradicated that thing. Fortnite, you know, it is the joke of the gaming world, but it is still so big. But I feel like Overwatch is the most successful game of the 2010s, of this decade. I think its success is going to carry over into the 2020s. I think, and I really do hope Blizzard has big things planned for Overwatch. I think they do. Blizzard's known for keeping games alive. I mean, for God's sakes, World of Warcraft is still relevant, and that game's, you know, it's a 10-year-old, 15-year-old game, and World of Warcraft is still very, very relevant. Blizzard has done so well with keeping Warcraft alive. And I think they're going to do the same thing with Overwatch. I am excited to see what they're able to add in and what they're able to do with that game. I do think, and this is kind of the feel that you get around, you know, from, you know, a lot of news sources in the gaming world, people that I know who are in the know more than I am, articles you'll read, things of that nature, or people that I just know personally. I do think Overwatch... Or not Overwatch. I do think Fortnite, I think, again, it's still on a good run. It's still going strong. But 2020 is probably going to be the last peak year. The last big, you know. After that, I feel like by the end of 2020, Fortnite's not going to be as big as it is. A lot of people probably will still play it. They'll probably still be fans of it. I expect that. It is a good game. It was obviously the first big Battle Royale game, and obviously everybody, you know, was so big on that, as they should have been. That's a really great concept, but I do see Fortnite losing traction. As in, continuing to be one of the better games. Well, Minecraft, see, the thing with Minecraft was out before, I think Minecraft, wasn't it out before this decade started? Didn't Minecraft release before 2010? Oh, well, Minecraft, yeah, but see, Minecraft, even though it built, again, that's another good one. Minecraft is definitely probably in the top 3. I feel like the top 3 should be Overwatch, Minecraft, Fortnite. But the thing that separates Overwatch from even Minecraft is Overwatch, there's so much that just got built up with Overwatch. I mean, so much.
This is it.
And
Tomb of Avenia the Fortress.
it is a limitless world, and that is great. And they have kept that game alive. They have done so well with it. And Minecraft is one of the very, very few games that has been able to remain relevant for as long as it has. So this is what? So it's been relevant for 8 years.
Best-selling game of the decade as of last year.
Exactly. Overwatch is up there in all the statistics. I guarantee you it's up there in streaming.
Say something.
What?
Overwatch is 2 places behind Minecraft and 109 million units sold behind it.
Alright. Are we ready to skip over to Apex real quick, run a couple matches, kind of end this stream on a Apex note? I'm down with that.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. the broadcast might stop because I'm going to be leaving the game. If it does, I'll be bringing it right back up. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked on this channel. And here we go.